Welcome, dear listener. Today you're about to discover a simple mindset that can completely change the way you live, love, and let go. Get ready to reclaim your peace with the Let Them theory. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself constantly overthinking someone's behavior toward you? Wondering why they didn't text back? Why they unfollowed you? Why someone's pulling away or acting cold or distant when you've done nothing but show up with love? You're doing your best, showing up authentically, putting your heart into your work, your relationships, your dreams, and yet someone talks behind your back. Someone else walks out of your life without a reason. A colleague takes credit for your idea, and you find yourself asking, why? What did I do wrong? How can I fix this? It happens to all of us. We find ourselves replaying conversations, dissecting every word, looking for hidden meanings, trying to fix what we don't understand. The truth is, we spend so much of our precious energy trying to manage how other people perceive us, treat us, or include us. And in the middle of all that noise, we lose ourselves. But what if I told you, just 2 words could free you from all of that? Now, pause. And imagine someone gently tapping your shoulder and whispering, let them. That's it. Let them. If someone talks behind your back, let them. If a friend suddenly stops calling, let them. If someone misunderstands you, judges you, distances themselves, let them. Sounds simple, maybe too simple. But in these 2 words lies a quiet kind of power, a radical, peaceful way of living that Mel Robbins captures beautifully in her book, The Let Them Theory. This isn't just a feel-good catchphrase. It's a mindset, a shift, a release. And once you understand it, once you practice it, it changes everything. Before we dive into the theory itself, let's get to know the powerhouse behind the message. Mel Robbins is no stranger to the world of self-help and personal transformation. A former criminal defense attorney turned motivational speaker, Robbins first captured the world's attention with her viral TEDx talk, How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over, and later with her bestsellers The 5-Second Rule and The High Five Habit. Her gift lies in translating psychology into actionable tools that everyday people can use. You might have heard of her other books, The 5-Second Rule, The High Five Habit, but The Let Them Theory? This one hits different. It's not a strategy. It's not a rule. It's a philosophy, one born from experience. This book isn't about pretending things don't hurt or magically becoming unbothered. It's about taking back your peace by letting go of the one thing that's been weighing you down, the belief that you have to control how others behave, think, or feel about you. So let's talk, you and me. And let's walk through this book not like a textbook but like a story, yours, mine, Mel's, and let's really sit with each idea. Mel begins this journey with a real-life moment. Her daughter Sawyer was making a decision Mel didn't agree with. As a mom, Mel felt the urge to step in, fix, manage, control. But then her daughter said something that stopped her cold. Just let them, Mom? That hit deep. Because isn't that what we do? Try to steer the ship for everyone else so we feel safe, so we feel seen, so we feel loved. But in trying to manage everyone around us, we exhaust ourselves and lose the one thing that's actually in our hands. Our own peace. Mel realized that when you stop trying to fix, convince, chase, or manage others, you gain clarity. You start to see people for who they really are, and more importantly, you start to see yourself clearly too. Now let's go deeper. We all want control. Not because we're bad people, but because control feels like safety. If we can predict how people will act, we can brace ourselves. We can try to protect our hearts. But control is an illusion. The more we grasp at it, the more we lose ourselves. Mel breaks this down beautifully. She walks us through how our past, especially moments when we felt abandoned, unseen, or unloved, can lead to control becoming a coping mechanism. We tell ourselves, if I can just manage how they act, I won't get hurt again. But that's not healing. That's hiding. And she says it straight. You're not here to babysit anyone's perception of you. You're here to live your life, not perform in someone else's script. Okay, so how do we shift? Mel introduces this concept. What if, instead of monitoring everyone else, you turn the spotlight inward? Not in a critical way, but in an empowering one. Ask yourself, what can I actually control here? You can't control whether someone likes you, but you can control how you show up. You can't control if someone lies, but you can control whether you stay. You can't control someone's reaction, but you can control your boundary. And this is where we start to reclaim our power. Now, I know what you might be thinking. If I just let people act however they want, won't that make me weak? No, not even close. Mel makes an important distinction here. Letting them isn't passive. It's powerful. It's not about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about compassionate detachment. That means you can love someone deeply and still say, I'm not going to lose myself trying to keep you happy. You can care and still choose distance. You can empathize and still walk away. It's not about not feeling. It's about not clinging. This leads into something so many of us struggle with: boundaries. And Mel hits this one hard. For so long, we've been conditioned to think boundaries are rude or selfish. But boundaries are just instructions for how others can be in relationship with us. And when we don't set them, we silently teach people that it's okay to overstep. Mel gives you permission, no encouragement, to draw the line. Not with anger, not with drama, but with clarity. Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm not okay with that. I need space. Simple, plain, powerful. As the book progresses, Mel brings in real stories. People who've tried to let go and what happened when they did. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop chasing people who don't want to be caught, you make room for those who actually want to stay. Let that sink in. You've probably had someone drift from your life. Friends, family, partners. And it hurt. But Mel explains this through something she calls the great scattering. As we grow, not everyone can, or should, come with us. Sometimes the loss isn't rejection, it's redirection. And when you let them go, you start to see that what stayed was meant for you. One of the most eye-opening shifts in the book is when Mel says, let people show you who they are. Not who you hope they are. Not who they promise to be. But who they consistently show up as. You don't have to decode mixed signals or analyze tone shifts. You just have to observe. People will always reveal themselves. Let them. This is where your peace comes from, not by controlling what they do, but by trusting what you see. Mel also pulls the curtain back on something we all hide behind: people-pleasing. That exhausting habit of molding yourself into who others want you to be. She reminds you that every time you say yes when you mean no, you abandon yourself. The cure? Authenticity. She gently but firmly tells you, you are allowed to take up space as you are. You're allowed to disappoint people who had the wrong idea of you. You're allowed to be misunderstood. Because true freedom isn't being liked, it's being real. Now let's pause and talk about what matters. Really matters. We spend so much time reacting to things that don't even align with our values. Mel challenges you to ask, what do I want? What brings me joy? What lights me up? Once you identify those things, your life shifts. You stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter and start building what does. Careers, relationships, daily habits. Your peace becomes your compass. Mel even dives into the neuroscience of letting go, how it affects your stress levels, your sleep, your focus. She explains that the brain thrives on clarity. And when we let go of the emotional clutter, resentment, obsession, overthinking, we finally make space for peace, creativity, and joy. Letting go isn't just emotional, it's biological. She also tackles the trickier relationships, romantic ones, family, work dynamics. And she's brutally honest. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop trying to change them. Let them be who they are. Let them handle their own growth. Especially at work, this shows up as micromanagement. Mel encourages leaders to let go too, to empower rather than control, to create space where others can step up rather than be hovered over. The same applies to parenting, partnerships, and friendships. Let them grow. As the book winds down, it doesn't feel like an ending, it feels like an opening. like you're standing at the start of something real and new. Mel circles back to resilience. She reminds us that letting go doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger, more grounded, more aligned. And she leaves you with this: you are not here to convince anyone of your worth. You are not here to hold on to what's trying to leave. You are not here to sacrifice yourself for the sake of harmony. You are here to live fully, authentically, freely. So when someone talks behind your back, let them. When they exclude you, let them. When they show you who they are, let them. And then watch how free you become. This is the Let Them theory, not a book you finish and put down, but a philosophy you carry. 2 words: a lifetime of peace. Let them. And let yourself live. So what have we really learned here? Let's pause and breathe it in. You've learned that you don't have to chase anyone's approval anymore. You've learned that your peace is far more valuable than controlling someone else's perception. You've learned to observe people's actions and believe them, not try to rewrite their story to suit your hopes. You've understood that letting go isn't weakness, it's strength, it's clarity. You now know how to set boundaries without guilt, how to stop fixing others and start healing yourself, how to let people drift away if that's where they're headed, and not fight to hold the pieces of relationships that no longer fit. You've seen how the past shaped your need for control, and now how to gently release it. You've tapped into the science, the psychology, and the soul of letting go. And most of all, you've reconnected with the one thing you've always had the right to reclaim: yourself. So many of us spend our lives trying to make others stay, understand, love, or behave in a way that feels comfortable for us. But this book, this journey, this let them mindset, it's about flipping that lens. It's about trusting that when you stop grasping and start standing still, the right people, opportunities, and energy will find their way to you. Naturally, effortlessly, honestly. And now we close. If this book has shown us anything, it's that peace isn't found in what you gain. It's found in what you release. So from this moment forward, when the urge rises to overthink that message, chase after that person, explain yourself for the 100th time, just breathe and say, let them. Let them walk away. Let them underestimate you. Let them talk. Let them stay confused. You stay clear. You stay grounded. You stay whole. You stay. Thank you for taking this journey. May you carry this theory not just in your mind but in your soul. May it guide your choices, protect your peace, and bring you home to yourself again and again. Because from now on, you don't just read about freedom. You live it, let them, and let you rise.